Alright, the level 50 summoner quest that will end the A Realm Reborn storyline for summoners is Primal Burdens, given to us by Amitra, Apkalu Falls, Old Gridania. Here we go. Mercy, there has been a terrible incident. My poor colleagues at St. Coinach's Find murdered. The reports are confused, but they all mention the same black-robed attacker. You know as well as I do that Tristan is behind this massacre. He has indeed grown bold, or desperate, to commit such a brazen act. We should set off to Mordunna at once and speak with any survivors. It may be that we can glean some idea of what that cold-hearted monster was after, or where he might strike next. We must stop him, Mercy. Yeah, but like, I had all the gear that I needed to kick his butt really easily the first time we met him, but you kind of locked me in a cutscene. I couldn't really do anything about it, so whose fault is it really? Yours. It's yours. It's yours fault. That's what I'm trying to say here. Here is a surviving researcher speaking with Amitra. Yes, I'm absolutely certain. It was the same dark summoner whom Amitra described to us. We were celebrating a recent find, the soul crystal of an Allegan summoner, when a man in black robes suddenly appeared and demanded we surrender the gem. Naturally, we objected to this arrogant imposition, but he simply sneered at our refusal. The next moment, the world exploded into flame. Through a haze of agony, I saw him snatch up the soul crystal from a smoldering body and stride off towards the singing shards. That bastard slaughtered my friends. There was no warning, no negotiation. If the gods grant you the chance to exact vengeance, then I pray you show him the same mercy he afforded us. Oh, he'll see some mercy, aka me. That was dumb, I'm sorry. Here's Amitra. Another soul crystal. Yes, it makes sense that he would shift his attention to a more easily obtainable gem. After all your progress, you would now make for a most formidable opponent. I must apologize for not sharing my theory earlier. I suspected that Tristan might desire the soul crystal you carry, but did not wish to draw any premature conclusions without sufficient evidence. I am at a loss, however, to explain why he seeks to collect more of these Allegan relics. We shall just have to ask the villain himself after we corner him in the singing shards. Let us be on our way. Ooh, actually, I do have a new mount from all the... Well, not all of them, just, yeah, I got a behemoth. Sitting on the back, on the butt of the behemoth like a throne. That's... There is a throne. You're kind of just, yeah, you're just like easy peasy lounging like a queen up here. Or king, whatever your deal is. These guys won't aggro me because I'm too high level. Oh. Walking into this red circle, you get an event, level 50 capped. Here we go. That's abnormal. You don't usually walk into a big red circle and then get an event warning. Usually it's like you click on something. Cutscene, by the way. He is approaching this big red crystal, and there's an Ascian, it looks like. One of those, masked, robed, hooded figures that we dealt with a lot in the previous expansions. Well, a lot of the expansions. Not as much in Dawn Trail. I don't remember it a whole lot in Shadowbringers either. At least in the part that happened. Yeah, I don't think so. I do believe they played... whatever, anyway. I brought you the soul crystals I promised, says Tristan. Tosses them to the Ascian. Catches all, whatever number of them. 3. Yes, these appear to be authentic Allegan artifacts. He holds them in his palm, Asine of the 12th Chalice is what he's called. Very well, I shall honor our bargain. From within these gems I will draw forth the memories of the ancient summoners, and the slumbering essence of an elder primal. All the attendant knowledge and power shall be yours. The three float into the air above his palm, glowing white light, and he shoots them, and also a bunch of like dark black purple spheres into Tristan. He's panting like, "Oh gods, the pain!" He turns to us. Are his eyes a little bit more red than they were previously? The Asine, teleports himself out. Ah, the bumbling summoner and her incompetent lackey make an appearance at last. You think to capture me? Fools, I have orchestrated your every move. You have grown much in the art, it is true, but through the wisdom of the paragons, I now command the power of an elder primal. You made a deal with the paragons? And you call us fools? The Asines will never relinquish their hold on you. He's got this dark purple rolling power all about him now. A small price to pay. If you could but feel the strength that fills my entire being, it is indescribable. I will use this power to annihilate the beast tribes and put an end to their insufferable rituals once and for all. The primals will rise no more. Hear me, demon king of devouring flame. Feed on my ever-burning anguish and be reborn. He has whipped out his book, writes in it. It looks like an Ifrit edgy that is dark purple flaming. The culmination of my sacred duty is at hand. But first, there is one more soul crystal that must be mine. I will tolerate its wasted potential no longer. I think he's talking about mine. Book to book, let's go, bitch. Do I attack him, or... We'll see. I don't know. I've never before sensed such power. All the more reason to defeat this madman. No, it is not enough. Bellius, I must have it all. He takes a good... He's got an Armageddon spell. That's cool. A lot of good at that, but... I didn't think it was possible. He absorbed the Etty's power. The power. I am a god amongst men. You're also dead now. I didn't even get through an entire ether charge rotation. Cutscene where he stumbles back a couple paces and lands one hand, one knee down, and as in the usual Final Fantasy XIV struggle position. By all the memories of summoners past, I should have been unstoppable. I will sear the disease of beastmen from the face of the land, deprived of worshippers. The primal that tempered my weak-willed sibling will wither into oblivion. So, I see my orders records were accurate. Though it was buried deep in the archives, I but recently uncovered a report that described how you slew your own brother. He was corrupted during your ill-fated encounter with Ifrit, was he not? I imagine your superiors in the immortal flames thought it a mercy to conceal that inglorious detail. Once the soft-headed fool had been tempered, there was no saving him, and thus I took it upon myself to expunge the stain of embarrassment. But my work is left undone. The primal, no, all primals must suffer for that insult. After I killed my brother, I found myself liberated, my vision clear. No deed was too vile if it promised to add to the power I required. How can you not see? I am the sword of vengeance, and I shall wrest that soul crystal from your blasted corpse. He stands. Starts to summon again. It looks like he's struggling a tiny bit with it. And Ifrit, the normal Ifrit, is summoned in front of him. Flaming, but also kind of exploding with light. And the screen goes white with said explosion. We've shielded our eyes. Tristan is gone. He was very struggle bus during that summon and while it was exploding as well, and it looks like he is struggle bust out of existence. I don't want to join FFXIV. Talk to Amitra to continue. I wonder which struck the first blow to his sanity, the despair at his brother's tempering, or the guilt from slaying his own kin. It is ironic to think that, discounting the means, our purposes were fundamentally one and the same. A summoner employs the savagery of the primals to conquer the primals themselves. Had Tristan approached us as an ally, we might have found ourselves aiding his cause. Alas, he chose to walk the path of bloodshed. Each vicious act must have pushed the man deeper into madness until, eventually, the lust for power and vengeance was all that drove him. The might of the primals carries with it a burden of responsibility and a measure of danger. I hope never to see you corrupted by the potent energies you wield, Mercy. It is time we return to Upkalu Falls. The Dark Summoner is no more. I just alt-tabbed during those things to get the music didn't fit the scene. Not the first time that's happened during a recording. It is the first time, well not, I think that in the past I have occasionally remembered I could just alt-tab just to set the musical mood a bit better. At the end of this video, I will put on the summoner gear so that you might see what it looks like on a female Mikot. Mithra. I almost said Mithra, because that's what you are. Well, in my mind at least. Mithra, Galka, Taru, human, elven, Hume, I guess, technically. Elven. Here's Amitra for the turn-in. Cutscene. Oh, how I would love to declare our troubles at an end, but I fear the Ascian with whom Tristan made his bargain is yet afoot. These so-called paragons prey upon men and women who are at their weakest, speaking honeyed words to lead them down the road to destruction. In this manner, they seek to plunge the realm of Eorzea into chaos. It is reassuring to know that heroes like you exist to foil their never-ending schemes and foul plots. An outright war against the Ascians looms closer day by day. Thus would I have you armor yourself with this last piece of the Evoker's attire. And give her a nod. I'll take it. It was discovered at the same dig site whence Tristan seized the Soul Crystal, and the St. Coinach Find researchers, grateful for your actions in bringing the murderous summoner to justice, insisted that you complete your set. One can never be overprepared when heading into battle against a paragon. Wear it proudly, Mercy. Speaking of preparations, were you aware of the deeper layer of power hidden within your avatars? A technique exists that allows you to tap into the full potential of your Edgy. You must have seen Tristan employing this ability. During the final battle with the Dark Summoner, you would have heard a whisper emanating from the Soul Crystal. I guess I did, I don't know. Still your mind now, Mercy, and you will hear the voices of the ancient summoners instructing you in their greatest achievement. The true power of the Edgy will be yours. 46,800 experience points are level 50, item level 55, body piece, even more summoner gear, a coffer with item level 90, so even better than, and then Enkindle is a trait that will make, when you summon the avatars, they did single target when they were like the carbuncles of various colors, 400 potency. When they became Ifrit, Titan, and Garuda, they changed to 600 potency and became AoE with, I think the drop-off is like 30%? But Enkindle should boost those, so we'll see what that looks like here in a second. Get her a little yata moment. Okay, so doesn't look like anything changed. Enhances the signature attack of summons, upgrading Ifrit's Burning Strike to oh. Yeah, but I don't know what that means. And this still says 600 potency and 50% less for remaining enemies in a 5 yalm cone. Titan is a 5 yalm circular, I guess, looks like. Yeah, and same with Garuda's circular. So you gotta, if you are kind of wanting to maximize your DPS, you gotta remember that Ifrit's a cone and the other two are circulars. I don't know why these are so, whatever. Yeah, it doesn't seem to have changed anything. Unless they're talking about... Nope, I got no idea. No idea at all. Well, whatever. They're not enhanced unless... Yeah, I didn't have this before. I didn't have Enkindle until that quest. Okay. Did I get materia from that? Oh no, from I got that from a squadron mission. One of the somewhat sad things about sharing gear across different classes is that you cannot, as far as I know, without being at a freaking glamour or like, oh, actually, I wonder if you, can you do glamour plate stuff from anywhere? Like if I... No, I don't see... There's the adventure plate, but that's not the same thing. Gross. How do I change that? Oh. No. Who would I choose? I like Red Mage kind of the best as my... This is gonna take me way too long. I'll just stick with this for now. How do I save? Save. Fuck off. How do I save? You're so annoying. Oh my god. That was so dumb. There wasn't a save button. There's grayed out, and I don't know why. I'll figure it out later. Okay. So first off, I just gotta put the fat Chocobo head. Oh. I'm not sure I'm ever gonna use it. Or the goblin cap. The fat Chocobo head is exactly what it sounds like. The goblin cap, you can actually see your eyes. Aside from that, I just got it to get it. I'm never going to use it. The ribbon, however, I haven't figured out a way, and I'm probably stupid about it, but yeah, I'd rather store it in here. I can put the ribbon on any of my whatever. Anyway, so we're gonna go. It is really hard to get there. We'll do this at the end of it, but we got headpiece, got this horn. That's kind of cute. I wish I could do that, but see, since this gear is shared with my black mage, I can either make a new set, which is not that hard. Might even have most of the mats still. And if I don't, I know I can get them through ventures pretty easily, actually. Yeah. Pick the pixie cotton stuff, like cotton. You just pick the cotton. It's with botanist. Anyway, I like the hat, so yeah, maybe I will end up making a new. It's cute, so cute. Let's see, body will be next. Less cute, hands, fingerless gloves with some like feathers. Is that part of the coat? I don't know. Let's see. So I want to put the head for sure in. Let's see. Legs are no legs. Legs is a little skirt. Jesus. They don't do females any favors when it comes to, or maybe females want to look like that. Whatever. The boots might go up all the way though. Ooh, okay. I don't hate the overall look. I don't like the jacket a whole lot. I'm sure I could find a better jacket, but not bad. Not bad. The boots can only be used by summoner, as with the leggings. So that's something to think about. Quick fix, just do that. We're back to our. It's gonna resummon Carby. Sorry. Armoire. Until I can. I've put enough things in the armoire that I know that I pretty much have put almost all, because I kind of forgot that I could, or maybe didn't even know that I could for my starter jobs. I was very new. I had not done anything at all when it comes to glamour. Glamour's somewhat new to me. I figured it out by now, but it's somewhat new to me. I can now go. I'm sorry to say this out loud. I can now go absolutely. Oh, I don't want to do that. I actually like this set. If I do that, I have to use a. Yeah, so I won't demonstrate that. Nobody gives a shit with that. But here is the item level 90 summoner gear you get for finishing that quest, which might be. I don't know when they decided to do that, but I think I'll zoom out a bit. I think you guys got a good enough view. I forgot to do that, but here's the headpiece this way. Another horn. Red this time. The other one was more orange. A darker green jacket. More fingerless gloves. Another skirt. It's a good skirt though. Dang. And then the boots. Oh, same. Very, very, very similar actually. Just kind of a darker green. Maybe even more dark brown on the rest of the. Another good look, actually. I don't mind it. So yeah, if I do make gears, like, but the thing is, like, if you're making gears specifically for one class, you're just adding to the burden of this overall, like, this armory chest. And let me tell you, it gets really burdened once you, like, okay, if I had every single class with their own gear, and I was doing it like one at a time. So like if I was leveling, like I only focused on Paladin all the way up to 100, and I only focused on Dark, then it'd be one thing. But I've saved some of my white mage gear, or sorry, my healer gear for the next time a healer. Like not all of it. I do have a bunch in here too, or I did. Wait, no, where did I put them? Oh, they're in my retainer right now. Yeah. Also a cool looking set. I mean, I like this section more than I like the green jacket, but that's just me being an idiot. I just don't think, you know? I don't think this goes in the armoire, but we'll see. I've been sitting on this Crag weapon coffer because I want to do it on Warrior. I went to a website and looked up what they looked like on each class, and Warrior was the coolest. Okay, so that can't be stored there. So, like, good news is both of those item sets, like this one and the one that was item level 45 and 55, look pretty similar. So, even if I forget the one that exists in the armoire, I got this one. But again, only can be... Well, now they're making changes. I could be a Dark Knight and I could look like a summoner. So, you know. They're making that change. You cannot do that with weapons, but any class can can use any other classes or levels armor and whatnot as their glamour stuff. So you can just look the exact same for every one of your classes, and no one will ever know what you are. Which is slightly annoying as a blue mage trying to look for a DPS or a healer for a specific aspect that you want, but we'll get over it, you know. Let's go do another quest. So, anyway, why do I have Grindelwald still out? Grindelwald. I think Grindelwald is going to be... I've started to do minion roulette here, and then if I can think of a minion that I like specifically for that class, I'm going to put it like right above it. And Grindelwald, I think I'm going to use for Reaper. The only other ones I found that I kind of think are kind of cool is Monk. You get made fun of as a monk for so long for being like brainless and dumb, even though you're really not. So like this Gobu, just a Gobu. It goes around and punches things and bites things, and it's perfect for a monk. Dark Knight. Sorry, it's naked. The gear's being used by a retainer right now. I got Odin recently. Another summoner thing, but Odin, Dark Knight, seems like it goes well to it. Odin could also go pretty well with Dragoon. You know, no lies found there. Grungnir, it should be the name of the spear as far as I know. If he uses a spear in this game, I think it's a sword, but... And, I think White Mage. I recently got Nanamo as well, and found out you summon her down here, sure, she hops up on your freaking shoulder like she does with Raban. And she giggles. Watch. But I thought she was perfect for White Mage. By the way, this is mostly glamored as well. The level 100 White Mage stuff, I don't think it's all that awesome. If I move, do you jump up? So you got on my shoulder at some point. You want uppies? Oh my gosh. I swear I'm not kidding. She got up on my shoulder. Alright, well. Nanamonai, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you soon for the second level 50 summoner quest. And bye bye for now. You're never gonna get up on my shoulder? You're making me look like a liar, just saying.